right, let's go back to this Daniel, and I need to get a word or two. So let's go back to Daniel chapter 4. I'm sorry, Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. So, in this Daniel, again, it was talking about the different, time periods, all right, and the different kingdoms that the different heathen nations would rule, all the while we, the Israelites, would be in captivity to them, all right, and we would just be transferred, all right, from, being under the rule of this one particular nation to another particular nation, to another particular nation, to another particular nation. This is how it went. All right. But at the end, at the fulfillment of these heathens, all right, ruling, at the very end, that's when ultimately it gets to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18, where it says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever." And we read how that who we going to take it from? From those who got it, these heathens. All right. And right now, the basis of the heathen nations is ruling. OK, so it says, "But the saints," all right, talking about the Israelites, "of the Most High shall take the kingdom," right? Because in this present temporal evil world, right, this kingdom we're in right now, remember, we have no inheritance with this one, right? So again, once the nations reach, their time that they cannot pass, right, the saints is going to take the kingdom, okay, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So I want to get this word possess, which comes from the Hebrew H2631 Chassan, which basically means to take possession of, all right, possession. So let's just get the regular definition of possession, all right, possession. So it says, just the regular definition of possession, the act or fact of possessing property or wealth, a territorial dominion of a state, and in this case, a territorial dominion of the whole earth, right, of every territory, all right. A territorial dominion, all right, dominion. Let's read what dominion means. The power or right of governing and controlling, sovereign authority, rule, all right, rule. We just said who could go to the sea and to rule it, all right, unless we went through the narrow, all right. And right now, we're in this present temporal evil world, the narrow. All right, so we're going through, all right, the narrow to get to the wide, which is our inheritance that we're going to take, mind you, okay? And then we're going to dominate, all right? We're going to have dominion. We're going to have complete rule, complete control, okay? So going back to possession, domination. Domination. What does that one say? Same thing. The act, instant of dominating, rule or sway, control. You see, we're going to have the rule, we're going to have the sway, we're going to have the control. All right, because it says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom." We're going to take the earth and possess the kingdom, possess the earth. Forever, even forever and ever. Dominate, domination. You see, that's what possess means. It says we're going to possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. All right? Eternity, an age without an end. Okay? Straight up domination. Okay? So, let's go back to Daniel 7 and 18, I want to get another word in here, which are saints. Because it says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Right? So let's get this word saints, saints, which is from the Hebrew H6922, Kadayash, Kadayash, which is holy, separate, angels, saints. And the origin of that word of Kadayash is Kadash, Kadash, or Quadash, Quadash. And it means sacred, holy, saint, set apart. All right, set apart. To be separate. So remember these things. To be separate, set apart. To set apart. All right, that's good. So saint means to be set apart, separate, right? And who did the Most High set apart from the rest? Make separate from everything else, right? Well, let's go to this Leviticus. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. It says, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy. I have severed you from other people that ye should be mine. All right. So keep that in mind. You should be mine. All right. You should be mine. All right. You, the Israelites, should be mine, the Most High God's. But first, I want to hit this severed. All right. Let's get the Hebrew word for severed, because it says, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people. I have severed you from other people. Severed comes from the Hebrew H914, badal, badal. Divide, separate. All right, there go that word separate again. Separated, to be set apart, right? Same thing that saints mean, right? So here it is, badal, badal, and it goes into separate right there. Number 6, set apart, right? And matter of fact, separate, set apart. Let's go back to this Daniel where it says saints. We're going to click on saints. All right. And we're going to get what it says. Kodash, Kodash. So again, Kodash. All right. Kodash. All right. Which also means to be set apart. Separate. Separate, set apart, right? That's what saints mean, right? To be set apart, right? Holy, separate. So, same thing in that Leviticus 20 and 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy. I have severed you, right? The Israelites, I have severed you. I have badal you, all right? Separated you, set apart to make a distinction difference. You see? So, and then it says, I have severed you from other people that ye should be mine exclusively, right? And let's prove it. Because in this Deuteronomy chapter 14 and 2, It says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all nations that are upon the earth. You hear that? Above all nations. You are peculiar people. You Israelites, you are peculiar people, right? And it says, you are peculiar people unto himself, above, not equal, certainly not under, all right? He's made us to be above all the nations that are upon the earth. You can't get around that. This is talking about one particular people. All right, so the question is, who are the saints? One particular people. All right, and that one particular people are the Israelites, who stem from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you stem from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you're an Israelite. All right, you're a saint. Okay, but right now, the saints are the elect right now, because the majority of our people are still joined unto the heathen nations and heathenistic mindsets. They're joined with them. So they're going to get a heathen's reward. Okay? But then in the kingdom, all right, all Israel will be back saints. All right? As opposed to just the elect, like right now. All right? But ultimately, the saints are the Israelites. Okay? And when the scriptures talk about the Israel of God, right? Those who's gonna forsake this present temporal evil world, renounce corruption, forsake all the mindsets of this world and the ways of this world, and return, right, to the way that the Most High gave us, and rehearse that and be about that. Okay, so you're back. Like it says in that Ephesians, you're no more strangers and no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints. You see? Matter of fact, I just got to get that one real quick. Went right to it. Wow. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19. It says, now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of God, and built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahushua himself being the chief cornerstone. You see? Because at one point in time, we all were about, unrighteous, heathenistic, carnal way. All right, in our ignorance. That's why Ephesians 2:1, it says, and you hath he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins. All right, and that goes for 100% of the Israelites. But the elect of the nation of Israel are going to wake up, renounce corruption, forsake this present temporal evil world, make their bodies a living sacrifice, not be conformed to this world anymore, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. All right, and returning to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now are ye no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of God. All right. So it says back in this Ephesians 2:1, and you hath he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world. All right, this world that Second Esdras 4:26, it says it hasteth fast to pass away. All right, this is the world that was given over unto the heathen Gentile nations to rule and to have sway. You see, in the kingdom of heaven, these heathen nations will have no rule, will have no sway, zero, zilch, nada, nothing. You see? And we, the Israelites, are going to have the rule, the power, the authority, the sway. Okay? All through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But point still remains, all right, that all of us in time past walked according to the course of this world. You see? But when we forsake this world and forsake the ways of this world and return to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, now ye are no more strangers and foreigners. You see? We were counted as strangers, foreigners. We were counted as heathens We were counted as Gentiles ourselves. When we were in a heathenistic Gentile state of mind. You see? But if we forsake that, that's why the scripture says, hey man, rend your heart and not your garments. All right. Our garments is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the way of righteousness that the Most High gave us. All right. So he said, rend your heart. All right. Hebrew word for heart is lav, which is your mind. All right. Where it says the heart, the mind is desperately wicked. Who can know it? All right. So if you're going to roll with your own vain opinion, establish your own righteousness. All right. Well, then you count it as a heathen. You count it as a Gentile. But, all right, if you straighten up and fly right, repent and renounce corruption and then return to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, now we're talking. All right, now we're talking of, you being part of the hopeful elect and of the, what it say, fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You see? So let's go back to this Deuteronomy chapter 14 and 2. It says, for thou art a holy people, all right, you Israelites, all right. And Deuteronomy 1 and 1, it says, these be the words that were spoken unto all Israel exclusively. So right here in Deuteronomy 14 and 2, this still be the words that's spoken unto all Israel, the Israelites exclusively. So it says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all nations that are upon the earth. You see, above, all right? And it said, remember we read in that severed, all right, that Leviticus 20 and 26, he said that he has severed us, all right, from all nations that we should be his. And right here in Deuteronomy 14 and 2, it says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all nations that are upon the face of the earth. All right. That have chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself. All right. Let's get that peculiar. All right. Matter of fact, I'm going to get it in the regular definition, peculiar, all right? Because he said that we're going to be a peculiar people, right? So it says, it's a bunch of them, so I'm going to read the definitions that's apropos to this lesson. So check this out, peculiar, right? That third definition where it says distinct in nature or character from others. All right, we're distinct. Distinctive, serving to distinguish, all right, having a special quality, style, attractiveness, all right, a special. You see, the word special, that's different from all others. That's why it's special. See, if everything was the same, then nothing is special, all right, but because y'all different, all right, you're special, right? So we have a special way that's no one else has, right? Distinctive. So this is a part of peculiar. Distinctive in nature or character from others, all right? Our nature is totally different from theirs, all right, from these heathens. These heathens, they all have different ways one from another, but like I always say, what they have in common, these heathen nations, all of them, what they have in common is that they have a heathenistic way that always end in a downfall and death. That's the way that they have. That they have in common. Again, you know, just like the way the saying goes, 6 million ways to die. Choose one. So all of the heathens, again, while they have ways diverse one from another, but what the heathen Gentile nations have in common is that they have a heathenistic, unrighteous way. All right? That's an ingredient for downfall and death every time. Okay? So let's get It says belonging exclusively to some person, group, or thing. All right. And in this case, belonging exclusively to the Most High God. All right. That's what peculiar means. Belong exclusively to some person, group, or thing. All right. So we belong exclusively, all right, to the Most High God. Okay. That's why he said, I have severed you, all right, from other people that ye should be mine. Okay. And in that Deuteronomy 14:2, it says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself. All right, unto himself. Any more for this? Peculiar, distinct from others, special, belonging characteristically or exclusively to. All right, exclusively. Let's get what exclusively means. Solely, only. We're the sole nation, all right, that belong to Yahweh Shem Yahushai and is this special chosen people. We're the only special chosen nation of the Most High God. It says exclusively, in a way that leaves out or shuts out all others. All right, all other nations are shut out from being saints. All other nations are shut out from being his special chosen royal people. In a way that omits a certain thing from consideration or calculation. These heathen nations, they are omitted, right, from being a saint, right? A special chosen child of the Most High God. Special. Because again, if all nations, all right, was the Most High God's, then no one is special. Okay? So, yep, that was exclusively. Okay? But we are that peculiar people. And it says distinctive in nature. Why are we distinct in nature? Well, check this out. In the book of Isaiah, right here. All right, Isaiah chapter 55. Isaiah chapter 55, and I'm going to start at verse 6. And it reads, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way. You see, this is talking about us when we as Israelites do wickedly. It says, let the wicked forsake his way, because it's a wicked way. Forsake that wicked way that's going to lead to your downfall and death. It says, let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord. You see, return. That means you were there, all right, first, and then you left. You veered off the path, but then you returned. You see, that's why it says, let the wicked forsake his way. And we, the Israelites, it says all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. All right, we all veered off the path and veered into the path of wickedness. All right, so that's why we have to forsake that wicked way. Forsake this present temporal evil world and the mindsets, all right, the heathen carnal mindsets that we've clung to before. All right, let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts. See, if we lean into our own thoughts, well, that's not the thoughts of the Most High God. You see, it says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. You see, when we roll with our own way, according to the lust of our own flesh, all right, well, then we roll in a way of death. You see, it says, for as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways. See, again, when we go according to our own mind, all right, well, that's carnal. All right, it's of the earth. Okay? But when we forsake our own way, our own righteousness, all right, our own wills, and roll with the will of the Father, roll with the righteousness of the Father, you see, then we'll be, ultimately in a good case. So it says, for as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. You see? So now check it out. This is the book of 1 Peter. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, right? A peculiar people, right? Separate from all people. Okay? Special, right? But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praise of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. You see, called us out of darkness. We were in darkness when we rolled with our own ways, our own carnal ways and opinions. You see, we were in darkness at that time. All right. But the elect is going to, come from that darkness. Right. And return to the light, return to the way of the Most High God. Because remember, he said, my ways. All right. My thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. But he has given us his thoughts. He has given us his way. All right. That's the way of righteousness that he's given us. So we have to return back to that. You see, majority of our people, they're still in darkness. They still about this present temporal evil world. They still lean into their own understanding. They still establishing their own righteousness. You see? So it says, right. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praise of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, where in time past ye were not a people. All right. And this is Peter quoting that Hosea. Okay, where it says, in this place called America, all right, we were going to be a no people. Why? Because we were going to be lied to. All right, we were going to be deceived. All right, and we were going to roll with those lies. All right, even love the lie. Okay, and so here it is. We were loving being called colored, black, African American, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Argentinian, Native American. All right, so on and so forth. All right, all the bywords that they call us. Okay, because when you're rolling with the cultures of those bywords that they call us, well, that's not the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And since that's not the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, well, you're counted as a no people. You're counted as a heathen, a Gentile yourself. But when we repent and return to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in the way, all right, of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, well, then we're no longer strangers and foreigners. We're no longer counted as Gentiles and heathens, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see? So back in this 1 Peter 2 and 10, where in time past ye were not a people, but are now the people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. All right? It says, dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul. You see? And that's what happens. People roll with the lust of their flesh. And whatever, the smorgasbord of religions, all right, that was given to us, our people choose, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, I like that. Muslim. Right? You know what? I don't like that no more. They'll be a Muslim for a time. I don't like that no more. What do I like? You know what? Buddhist. What is that? Let's look into that. You know? And then are